COVID cases are ticking up across the country, fueled by a highly transmissible Omicron subvariant. High-profile names in the Biden administration and Congress are no exception. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib is the latest House member to contract COVID-19. Meanwhile, 80 people have now tested positive after having attended the annual Gridiron Dinner in Washington on April 2nd. That includes New York Mayor Eric Adams, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and Senator Susan Collins. More than 2 years into the pandemic, with 3 types of vaccines and a lot of COVID fatigue, many Americans are stepping back into public life with more confidence. And yet, questions remain over how to navigate the risks. For Philadelphia, those risks mean the mask mandate is back. It is the first major U.S. city to reimpose a mask mandate for indoor public spaces amid this latest surge. Joining me now is Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institutes of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and chief medical advisor to President Biden. Dr. Fauci, it is great to see you again. But usually seeing you again sometimes means I have to discuss bad news with you. And this one is tough because this 80 people testing positive at one event has scared a lot of those of us who are here in the nation's capital. You know, we've got things coming up like the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Should I be afraid? Should we be afraid?
Well, if you are vaccinated, Joy, and boosted, then you are in a very low-risk category of getting seriously ill if you get infected. You're protected predominantly against infected, but not nearly as well as we'd like, because the vaccines do much better in protecting against severe disease than it does against infection. So the organizers of these groups do whatever they can to try and mitigate the risk, requiring people to show proof of vaccination and even requiring a test, a negative antigen test, within 24 hours of whatever event we're talking about. So the risk is still very low, but it's not zero. And that's, if you want to get back to some form of normality, you look at the CDC guidelines about giving some broad general framework upon which you can make your choice. But the choice is up to the individual about the level of risk that they're willing to take. I mean, if you are totally risk averse and you don't want to get infected at all, no matter what, for any of a number of reasons, you might have an underlying condition that would make you more likely to get a severe outcome. You might have someone in your home who is a compromised person, so that you might bring it home even if you don't have a symptom. You put all of that into the equation of whether you might want to go to a big dinner or not. Yeah. And that's the individual choice. That's going to be part of living with a level of infection in the community that's not stressing the hospital system, that's not killing a lot of people, that's not sending a lot of people to the hospital, but still people are getting infected. And that's really the name of the game and what it's going to be like. And you just follow it very carefully.
Yeah. You know, it feels like there's sort of mixed messages, right? For those of us who are vaxxed and boosted, right, it feels like the sort of overall message is you can go back to your life. You can go out to dinner, you can do things. But then you hear about people who are mainly vaccinated getting sick, right? And I even know of somebody that I know who passed recently who was vaccinated and boosted. I don't know what underlying conditions they had. But then on the other hand, you have the federal government imminently taking away the mask mandates. The mask mandates, they're trying to decide, the Biden administration is trying to decide whether they should extend the mask mandates, requiring masks on airplanes, trains, and transit hubs. But Philadelphia is putting the mask mandate back on. That feels like a mixed message, and I think I'd be afraid to fly without wearing a mask. Do you think it's wise to even talk about getting rid of the mask mandates on transit?
Well, certainly that is being very actively discussed. And I think what we're dealing with, or I know what we're dealing with, Joy, is that we're dealing with a bit of a moving target. No doubt, when you pull back the way the country has on the requirements for masks, according to the new CDC metrics, we see in other countries like the UK, when you do that in the context of BA2, which is more transmissible than BA1, and you have waning immunity, you have the risk of there seeing an uptick in cases, exactly what they're seeing in the UK and in certain of the European countries. So we're looking at what we're seeing right now. I don't think there's any question you are going to see an uptick. About half of the states in the country are already seeing an increase. it isn't nearly as high to trigger a change in color of the so-called color code, but it's going up. So we really need to see what's going to happen in the next few weeks before you make a decision about pulling back on a mandate for travel like you asked. It may be it'll be kept, or it may be that it'll go up and then things will come down and they'll pull back. I can't tell you what the answer to that is right now.
Yeah, and very quickly before we let you go, if you were over 50 right now, would you get that fourth shot? I mean, if should those over 50 go ahead and get that fourth shot, or should all of us wait?
I recommend you go and get the shot if you are over 50.
All right, then you've heard it from the man himself.
Pretty clear
Dr.
recommendation.
Very clear. We love clarity. Dr. Anthony Fauci, thank you very much. Really appreciate you.